What's up, everyone? Adrian Morrison here, and I'm excited about tonight's webinar because we are going to be building out the ad to a launchable status for a home run potential product that we have been researching for weeks. But before we get into all of that, I want to welcome everybody. Everyone is piling in the room at this moment. So I'm excited. It's always cool to see everybody just I hit the start button and then people just start flooding in by the hundreds. So congrats to you if you are here tonight. And if you're new, I'm just going to quickly go over our home screen here. I'm going to kind of show you what everything is, do a recap, because we got some awesome stuff here. We also have a very special guest trainer that's going to be coming on in a little bit, and I'll introduce him momentarily. But everybody should be able to see my screen now. So go ahead and type in a 1 in the question or chat box if you could see my screen. So my team looks at the chat box and they will be able to verify that you can see my screen. All right, so go ahead and put it a 1 if you could see the screen so we could just make sure that everything is playing and streaming correctly. Phenomenal. All right, so on the right-hand side of this screen, we have all of my social media, and this just gets longer and longer and longer because like back in the day, like, I don't know, my webcam's on now, so everybody should be able to see me. Back in the day, this was like literally just Facebook and Instagram, and it's grown so much, the Clubhouse, and now recently BitClout and all of these different things. But it's important that you follow me on every single social media platform that you actually use. If you don't use it, it's no big deal. But I do different things on different platforms. So on my Facebook page, we go live. I do Q&As. I give away money. I post content and training videos. Instagram, I'm always doing stories, so you kind of get to see inside my business and inside my personal life. And I answer DMs, and I talk to a lot of my students via Instagram DMs. And I also post a lot of exclusive content on Instagram. YouTube, you've got to check out my YouTube channel. We've been releasing a video once a week, every Friday. Make sure that you subscribe because we're doing e-com related training, but also make money online related training. So we're going to be doing some affiliate stuff. We're going to be talking about BitClout this week. So I don't know if you saw the series of videos I put out last week, but we did a lot of cool trainings on BitClout. So really my YouTube is to keep you on the cutting edge outside of this webinar series. So I'm always teaching you everywhere you can find me. I'm always teaching you something different. And then of course, you know, Twitter, Clubhouse, and Snap. All right, now on the left-hand side, we have some of our Shopify apps. Now, I have developed most of these. My company owns them. Highly recommend these. Ones that we've been using the last couple of weeks are the Facebook targeting tool at the top left. It's called Interest Scout. It's like 19 bucks. Then you got Coupon Hero, Pixel Magic, Shipping Hero. Now, if you're like, oh my God, there's all of these apps. You don't have to have every single app. It's okay. You don't have to have any of the apps to run your Shopify store. What they do is they help you increase your conversion rates. They help you automate tedious tasks and, you know, do things that could really help your business go to the next level. So you don't have to do it. But if you're building a business, it's wise to invest in your business. So there are these tools here. You can check them out. And then on the very bottom left, we have the essential fulfillment apps, Pillow Profits, Shine On, and Zendrop. They all three do different things. You can go to the links, and they're all free other than Pillow Profits. They're, I think, 29 bucks. Shine On's free. Zendrop has a free account that you can create. And Pillow Profits is a drop shipping print-on-demand company. So you can sell pillows and shoes and, you know, sanitizer bottles and customize them. Shine On is epic because you can do jewelry. So you could do like rings and necklaces and all sorts of custom jewelry printed and created here in the United States, shipped anywhere in the world, ultra fast. And Zendrop is like a very high level turnkey replacement to AliExpress that filters out the need to ever use AliExpress and work with a company in the US that can drop ship goods from the US for prices in China. So definitely check them out. That's a lot. Oh, and at the top, you've got the link shopify.com/Adrian Morrison to start your free Shopify store if you have not yet done that. That's my partner link. Whew. All right, so that's a lot of stuff. Now, also, if you are new, the Profit Power Hour is a series I do every Tuesday night. We put one of these on, and I teach you something that's going on in my business, or I teach you something new that's relevant to what's working right now in Facebook ads and e-commerce. And the last couple of weeks, what we've done is we have gone through doing product research on a product right here, launching a dog niche campaign. And so we're launching this dog bed here, and I gave everybody access to a free product report. I'll give it to you if you're new at the end of this webinar. But we have our profit margins, we have the vendors, we've got the demographics. So we've done all this research over the last couple of weeks. So if you're just hopping in, guess what? All the work's done for you. So you really just kind of get to jump into launching an ad. I'll give you access to this completely free. The ads are written for you. Everything is completely like turnkey and done in this case study. But if you have not yet watched those webinar replays, make sure that you go to your Access Adrian members area, click on Profit Power Hour, Access Now. It's going to pull up our replay area. If you go to Webinar Replays to 2021, you can see the last couple of videos here. You'll see we've gone through the product research, finding our targeting, all the way to launching our ad tonight on this webinar. Also, make sure that you hover over my button, my profile photo here, and you hit subscribe, because that's going to subscribe you to my YouTube channel. And I'm really trying to break 25,000 subscribers and try to catch up with my brother. All right. So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to actually build out this ad. And before we get started with that, go jump in our Facebook group at facebook.com/group/profitph and tell everybody to get on, because me and Roger, my lead media buyer, is like, he's taught me so much about Facebook himself, has come on to help us launch this home run potential Facebook ad. So go to our Facebook group, tell everybody to hop in, because me and Roger are going to co-teach on this this webinar. Roger, are you here right now? Just want to make sure that your mic is on and everybody can hear you.
Oh, I'm so here right now. Can you hear me? Am I coming in loud and clear?
Loud and clear. Dude, thanks so much for coming on today. I know that when we get to the Facebook ad portion, you're going to be helping us out big time.
Absolutely, my friend. Hello, everyone. Good to see you again.
Awesome. Well, everybody, if you look at the chat box, everybody loves Roger. And if you haven't met Roger before and you're new to the webinar series, Roger started working with my company a couple of years ago, and I was lucky enough to recruit him from being like the top media buyer at one of the biggest Facebook agencies. And he came on board with our team, and he does media buying for our internal offers. And he's just like a legit Facebook expert. And it just goes to show also, I don't know everything in the world. Like, I'm not the smartest person in the world. So I work with people like Roger and mastermind with other media buyers that have gone on to teach me a lot of stuff that I didn't know about Facebook, even after doing it for 10 years. So I'm stoked to be able to have you here, Roger. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk everybody through just a quick recap of the campaign. And then I'm going to let Roger come on and help launch this. And one of the main reasons that Roger is here is because I'm currently experiencing a little bug with my Facebook account. So when I click on my Facebook account, this is what I see, a big blank screen. So our Facebook rep is getting this fixed right now. And Roger is going to walk through actually building the ad out that we've been setting up, because he has a working Facebook account. So Roger literally has saved the day by taking the time to come here and teach, and you'll learn a lot from him as well. Okay, so everybody's posting to get in the group, and let's just recap what's going on here. So I'm going to pull up our whiteboard, and we're going to go over like kind of a quick bird's eye view of what we've done. So we started out talking about a winning Facebook ad formula. Now, this was a couple weeks ago. And the formula was create a solid Facebook ad with the AIDA formula. So the AIDA formula, which is, I'm going to highlight it, which is right here, okay? Attention, interest, desire, action. Find a product, a front-end product that will get attention, will keep people interested, make them desire to purchase it, and make them take action to purchase it. And this product is really designed not to make you $1 billion, but it's designed to get leads in your sales funnel, right? So this right here is our sales funnel. So people click our ad, maybe they purchase the product, maybe not, but either way, they end up on our email list. And when they end up on our email list, we have other products that we can sell them in the dog niche. So that said, when we launch this plush dog bed, right, we'll also be able to sell people a dog life jacket. Believe it or not, I know it, dog life jackets are a massive hit, and we'll get to that in another week, but like I've made a lot of money selling life jackets for dogs, pet harnesses, pet trackers, so on and so forth. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna launch this front end product, right? So we're gonna launch the ad that is going to generate an abundance of leads for us, hopefully also an abundance of sales for us, where people just want to throw their money at us because they got to have this product and because we've written it and launched it so well. So that's the idea here. And we're going to create this funnel, which will hopefully create for us longevity, stability, and security, because what you want to make sure that you have in your business is fully automated passive income. All right. We want an automated Shopify store. We don't just want to spend money to make money. We want to spend money to make money, and then we want to continue making money with our sales funnel, right? That's what most e-commerce entrepreneurs don't do. They chase the dollar. They're launching ads to make money, launching more ads to make money, launching more ads to make money. What myself and Roger have gotten really good at over the years for e-com, for me, and just like digital offers and affiliate offers, info offers, is creating ads that generate front-end sales, but really make us a fortune with the follow-up. So write that down. The fortune is in the follow-up. You want something that is automated and will create for you passive income. And what we did after that is we went over here and we created our launch plan. Now, y'all are going to get a copy of these notes. Our launch plan was find our niche, find and build our audience, launch ads, do email marketing, optimize and scale. So today we are right here. Today we are at the launch ad stage. We found our niche, we found our product. I've given you a free product report. You'll get that if you're new here. I'll give you the link to download it. You can go back and watch the replays. We're going to launch the ads, but then we're going to start setting up email marketing. But we want to make sure that we launch ads that work. So in order to launch ads that work and hopefully make us money, we had to identify our audiences. So we're targeting people interested in dog rescue, people that follow influencer dogs. Yes, there are influencer dogs. People that are into subscription services for dog products, magazines, dog websites, and then what's called precise passion targeting. So we found all of our targeting, and now what we're doing is, last week we set up the framework, right? The framework of the campaign. We've built our launch plan. We've got our funnel already predetermined, and we're doing what is called a Facebook campaign that uses a CBO budget. Now, CBO stands for campaign budget optimization. So essentially, we're able to take one single budget, $5 a day, $25 a day, whatever it is, and we're able to launch the same ad to each and every one of these groups of targeting, and we're going to identify what groups are making us money and what groups are not making us money, right? So we can X out any ad that is costing us. The idea is to identify the losers fast and then kill them immediately and then scale our big winners, hopefully to the moon, right? So we've got that set up. We got our target group set up. And now what we've got to do is take the ads that we've created, the ad copy, AIDA, and build it on Facebook the right way. So what we did last week is we went in and we looked at some ads that well, I didn't do this, my team did this research, but we actually essentially did a boatload of due diligence and found the top winning ads for this plush pet bed. And this right here was the main headline being used, and this was the body, right? So this is essentially what we're gonna write in our ads, but we're not just gonna go with the one single ad copy. We wanna find a couple of options to split test. So here's ad number 2, and then down here, ad number 3, and then ad number 4. So we actually have 4 different variations. This one is short and sweet. This one here offers a discount to people to get them in the door. This one here really goes through step by step the benefits: easy to clean, waterproof, ease anxiety, deep sleep. These are benefits, and it touches on emotion. 1 in 4 pets experience anxiety. And this one right here is a little bit short and sweet here, that is feature based. All right, so a couple of different ads. You're going to be able to download this product report at the end of this webinar. It's listed on our store. These are our profit margins based off of the size, and we're getting these from Zendrop, but you can also find them on AliExpress. So if you go back and watch the replays, you'll see how all of this was done. And then, of course, we have the Facebook campaign that we created. This is, I can't touch this because my account's doing all funky stuff, so Roger is going to come in and submit these ads, but this is the framework of everything we set out. And then last but not least, we also have the image. So this is the image. Now, you've got to go back and watch last week's replay, because I showed you how I made this ad right here, literally from a stock photo on Shutterstock and a little bit of text. And we're going to split test a pink bed versus a gray bed, because doing our due diligence, we saw these 2 colors working the best. And remember, if you don't know how to make ads, you can easily go over to Fiverr.com and you can get great ad creatives. And then, of course, on Photoshop, if you have a little bit of Photoshop skills, look how easy it is to change the color of beds. With like 1 button, I can change the color of this pet bed. So in the future, we may do a little bit more testing using the psychology of color, right? So, but for today, we're just going to do 2 simple ads. Whew. Wow, that was a huge recap. Now, since my Facebook ad account is like being funky, and when I try to refresh, it just shows a blank screen, Roger's been kind enough to take time away from both work, husband duty, and daddy duty to come on here and walk you through a proper way to set up this campaign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you the presenter, Roger, and right. You have all of the information, and you can help us walk through the right way to set this ad up.
Absolutely. So let's have me share my screen. Do you see my screen? Give me a 1 in the chat box if you can see my screen. Adrian, can you confirm for me real quick in case they don't get there?
Sir.
All right, so here we are, everybody. Now, here's the thing. When Adrian says we're going to launch an ad, I think we all know the caveat with that, or the elephant in the room, which is with all of your ad creatives, with all of your body copy, with all your headlines, with all your images, with all the audiences we're going to test, you're not just launching 1 ad, you're launching a lot of ads. Well, the good news is, so back 4 years ago, when I was doing this, Facebook didn't have these really cool products that they do now. So I had to go in and launch like 250 individual ads and ad sets to test all of this stuff at once. But the good news is Facebook has rolled out some products. One is called Campaign Budget Optimization, also called CBO, and another is called Dynamic Creative Optimization, also known as DCO. And when you combine those 2 together, you can literally put like 250 ads all under one roof, all under one campaign with one daily budget. So you can see right here, I have some of it set up and I'll show you how to do it in a second, but whether your budget is $5 a day, $25 a day, or $1,000 a day, you can test all of the ads that Adrian's given you under this one budget. And I'm going to show you how to set all of that up right now. So without further ado, here's how it works. We're going to go over to this little green button over here that says create, and you'll click that. It's going to load your creation, and then you're going to pick your optimization. If you are new here, maybe this is your first week, this might be a little bit new for you, but I know that if you've been following Adrian for a while, you know that we're going to start right here at the conversion button. We want to optimize for conversions. We want to tell Facebook, hey, having traffic is nice, having engagement on my ads are nice, but ultimately, I want to make a stinking sale. I want to sell some dog beds. So I'm going to click conversions, and then we'll click continue from there, and it'll create your campaign, and it'll look like this. Let me show you, because I already have one set up for you. We'll click on edit, and you can see that we have our conversions ready to go. We're telling Facebook we want to optimize these ads for sales, and we'll set our daily budget here. Now, inside of this campaign, we have a bunch of audiences set. So let me show you what that looks like. So once I click on this campaign, you can see I already set this up, just like Adrian had. We have dog rescue audiences. We have dog fan pages. I think those are the influencers Adrian's talking about. And by the way, I can attest to the fact, as someone who is a Corgi owner and a Corgi lover, there are a ton of dog influencers, Corgi influencers that I personally follow. My Instagram feed is just flooded with Corgis. So if you are targeting Corgis and you have an affinity for selling products to Corgis, let me know and I will tell you all of the Corgi pages that I follow. It's a little creepy how obsessed I've become, but that's just the way it is. If you're a dog lover, you know how that is. So you got dog subscription services. I guess that's like Chewy and things like that. The magazines, the websites, there's so much to test. And fortunately, when you test all of this under campaign budget optimization, Facebook won't just spend money on all of these individually. It'll find which one is performing best and it'll optimize it for you. So let me show you what that looks like, because I think I skipped over that. When I click edit on the campaign here, we should be, yep, there it is. We should be able to just toggle on campaign budget optimization, and I'll set the daily budget there. Now, again, if you don't know what that is, if you don't know what CBO is, if this was off, then I would have to set a daily budget for each one of these ad sets. Each one of these audiences, I would set a daily budget, and every day, Facebook would spend that daily budget on that ad set until I turned it off. However, with CBO, Facebook will find which audience is performing best on whatever day that is, and it will spend whatever it thinks it should based on your daily budget. So if you're spending $25 a day across all of these ad sets, you might have this one ad set that spends $25 that day because it's getting all the results. You might have these three that are spending the $25 because they're getting all the results. That's pretty awesome that Facebook is just going to optimize this for you so you don't have to waste a lot of money. Now, if you find that Facebook is spending some money on an ad set that's not getting the results you want, you could always turn it off and let Facebook just work with the rest of the audiences that it has. But again, you want to do the best you can to let Facebook have the control and the power. I know that's scary. Trust me, as someone who's been marketing on Facebook for not as long as Adrian, but for a few years, it's scary to give Facebook all the power, but they do know what they're doing. Their algorithm is really strong. So I love this campaign budget optimization where you could throw all of these under one roof. Now, let's get into the actual ad, because this is another thing that's exciting. Adrian showed you 4 different ad copy and headlines, which usually would have to be 4 different ads. Or additionally, I think there was like there's 4 headlines, there's 2 images, and there's 4 pieces of body copy. If you were going to create all the variations for that, that would be 32 ads, which I know just because I did math off the top of my head, not because I had a calculator right next to me and I was doing the multiplication. So just so you know, I'm like a super genius. No, just kidding. I would have to create 32 different ads. But with this product called Dynamic Creative, it can let me put all of the ads under one roof, and Facebook will do all the optimizing for me. So enough theory, enough of me talking. Let me just show you what it looks like. So I'm going to go into one of these ad sets here. I'll click edit. And just like with campaign budget optimization, there's going to be this little toggle under dynamic creative. And I'm going to just check it on. I'll leave that on and then check this out. When you go into the ad, so then you set your targeting right here, your age, genders. But when I go into the ad itself, check this out. I'll click on edit on the ad. Instead of forcing me to just put one image, one piece of body copy, and one headline, Facebook's allowing me to put up to 10 images or videos under this one ad, and then like 4 different pieces of body copy. I have 4. I think it lets you have like it lets you have 10. So these are all, you see this copy here. This is all the stuff that Adrian has already given you. And then I threw all of the headlines in. You could even add another one in there, but I threw a bunch of headlines in there. And then you can even test some descriptions. I don't test these too often. I think the top parts here are what you want to focus on. You want to focus on loading up your headlines, loading up your body copy, loading up your images. And Facebook, when I press publish, Facebook is going to take all of these creatives and it's going to pick whichever one is performing best and show that to your audience. So it might decide, hey, this picture right here is going to be matched with this body copy right here, is going to be matched with this headline right here, and that kind of makes your super ad, if you want to call it that. So now instead of testing like 32 different ads, I'm just testing one ad, and Facebook is finding the best combination to make this happen. So I think we should go back and just recap kind of how to create all of this. I had this already set up here for you, but what do you think, Adrian? Should I go back and create this?
Yeah, definitely, because we got a lot of our vets know exactly what this is, but for those that are new, it would be super beneficial just to see, okay, how do I set all of this up?
Yeah, and I think so. I have all of the stuff that you shared with me, but I would like to just create it completely from scratch, because I think one thing that happens is a lot of newcomers come on these webinars, and sometimes we can take for granted what they already know, what they don't. So let me just create it completely from scratch for you all. So if this is pretty familiar for you, I apologize, but just know that there's going to be a lot of new folks on here that are going to really appreciate seeing this step by step. So again, first thing I'm going to pick is conversions, because I want Facebook to find people that are likely to convert, likely to make a sale. That's what I want. So I'll click continue here. We have a new campaign. I'm going to call this campaign cold traffic, because it's going to be people that have never heard of me, no retargeting, they're not my email list, they're not on my fan page, people that have never heard of me. Then I'm going to toggle on campaign budget optimization here. So instead of picking a budget for each individual ad set, I'm going to say, Facebook, spend maybe $20 today. And you can spend it on any one of the audiences that you want. It's totally up to you, Facebook. So instead of you picking a daily budget for Facebook, Facebook does that for you and optimizes it for you. So I'll click next from here. And now we're into the ad set level. So the ad set level is where we're going to find our targeting. That's where we pick our targeting. So let's say I'm going to just target dogs on this particular ad set. We'll scroll down. Remember, we're using dynamic creative, so we'll turn that on. And then when we scroll down, this is where we get to pick things like the countries that we're targeting, the genders we're targeting. I think we're going to do male and female. The age, I think we're going to leave that pretty wide because people of all ages buy pet supplies. And then the targeting itself. So I'll click edit here, and I'll type in dogs, and we'll just do general dogs as an interest. You're going to get much better results by targeting more specific stuff when you're starting off, but I'll just use this as an example. Now, here's a little trick that Facebook is kind of sneaky with. They just slid this in without sharing with anybody. But you'll notice here that this checkbox is already on. I would uncheck this box. So what this box is, for those of you that maybe are familiar with this and haven't seen this before, detailed targeting expansion is where Facebook decides, hey, I know that you said I want people interested in dogs here, but if I think there's going to be audiences outside of this interest that will convert, I'm going to show it to them. Well, as much as I like that idea, it just hasn't converted very well for us yet. So I've been unchecking these boxes, and you can see from the estimated daily results, it goes from, I don't know if you caught that, but I'll show you over here, the potential reach goes from 240 million to, when you check it off, to 93 million. So it's narrowed down quite a bit. And that's already a pretty big number though. So I'm gonna just leave it right there. So I like to uncheck that box. And that's pretty much it for your ad set level. I like to leave it on automatic placements. We'll just keep this simple and we'll click next from here. And this is where you create your dynamic ads. So again, what this used to be, I'll put Adrian's page in here. What this used to be is I used to just be able to pick one image and one video and then like one piece of body copy and one headline. But now with dynamic creative, I can put a bunch of different assets in. So I'm going to go ahead and click select images, and I can click both of these. And hey, let's just test Adrian's face too. Why not? We can split test pictures of dogs on the bed and Adrian's head, and we'll see which one does best. So then under your primary text, this is where you'll put the body copy that Adrian gave you. I think there'll be some that'll say, and this is great because you could test different strategies here. You could test specific like offer text where you say you're focusing on the discount. So dog beds for sale, 25% off. This is terrible copy. I'm not even thinking about it right now. I'm just putting this in. So use what Adrian's team gives you. But then you can focus on a benefit feature. So plush dog beds that your dogs will adore. So see how one is focusing on the offer and one is focusing on a benefit? That's the different types of creative that Adrian's team gave you. So then the headlines, same thing. You're going to split test different headlines. Headline 1 here, headline 2 here. And this is, I mean, who doesn't love the fact that you don't have to create a different ad for every single one of these variations? You can just plug all of these into one ad and Facebook will optimize it for you. Facebook will create these ads for you. I mean, give me one in the chat box if you think that this is going to be a huge time saver for you, first of all. And secondly, this is going to be a huge money saver because you're not going to be wasting a ton of money on ads that aren't going to convert. So that's why I love combining campaign budget optimization with dynamic creative. So that's how you create your dynamic ad. From here, this is a little trick that I'm going to have to show you to create multiple ad sets under this campaign. Instead of just going back and creating them all completely new like I had before. And let me delete this real quick just so you can see it pretty clearly. What you'll want to do, and this is super, super simple, instead of clicking create again and creating another ad set with another interest, another audience, all you have to do is scroll over and click duplicate again, and it'll duplicate that entire dynamic creative that I just made and this ad set. So now you just scroll down here and you click a different targeting. So maybe we'll do, I think Chewy is like a subscription service, right? And boom, I just created an entire additional targeting audience with an entire additional dynamic creative to go along with it. So that's how you combine the power of campaign budget optimization with DCO and test all of these different assets under one roof. So like Adrian said before, we're creating an ad, but in reality, we're creating hundreds of ads here. But with these two products, we're putting them all under one campaign, all under one house, all under one daily budget, which is going to save you a ton of time and a ton of money. So Adrian, what do you think? Should we go over again? Anything? Was anything confusing about that? Let me know.
No, it definitely, look, it's the thing that always trips me out about teaching Facebook ads is that it's actually so easy. So anyone that's new, like anybody that's new that's looking at this, at first glance, they might be like, oh, there's like a lot of buttons and a lot of stuff. But if you watch this a couple of times, you'll see it's really straightforward, 1, 2, 3. And if you go back and you watch the replays from last week and the week before, you'll see how we found the targeting and, you know, how we found the copy. And now it's really a matter of just plugging it into Facebook. I mean, I'd love to, I'm sure me and Roger would like to make it seem a lot more, you know, fancy and like we're brilliant, but the fact of the matter is it's copy paste. Like you copy and paste stuff into Facebook and then you press play like you would on a movie or a video or a game. But the one thing I do want to point out is once you do get the ads submitted, you can go to that ad set level. So you notice the tabs at the top, campaigns, ad sets, ads. Campaign is like that's your product. Like this is a campaign promoting the plush dog bed. And then the ad sets tab where Roger will click will show you the different sets of targeting that you are advertising to. So Roger, by chance, do you have that framework that you set up earlier with all the drafts still?
No, I just deleted that.
Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. What I'll do is I will take the screen because I have the framework still pulled up on my screen, so I'll just show them real quick. And this, can you see this, Roger?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So like, for example, I'm just curious because everybody knows how I do this, but while I have you here, let's say that I typically test things on a $5 per day budget. So we've got 6 ad sets. So out of the gate, what I would do is I would put, since we're running on a campaign budget optimization, I'm gonna get my webcam back on. But since we're running on a campaign budget optimization campaign, I wouldn't do a $5 a day budget. I would do 6 times 5. So that's $30 a day. And Facebook's gonna take that $30 and they're gonna spread it across these campaigns, but maybe they see that Dog Magazines is getting cheaper clicks and making us more money. So they put $10 here and put less money toward these other ad sets. That's how campaign budget optimization works, is it puts your money where it's gonna hopefully get you the best return. And it does take a couple of days of letting Facebook take the wheel and figuring out just exactly what that's gonna be. But Roger, how often, I know that you run a lot of our internal like digital products and whatnot, but it's honestly the same across the board. How long would you let an ad set run, like say dog website audiences, day one are total crap? In other words, you spend $10 on it and it barely does anything at all. How many days would you let an ad set go by from your personal experience getting little to no results before you just click right here and say, pause, this one's toast.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question, because there is a little bit of a tweak, a little difference that you would do with this structure, the CBO structure. If you have an ad set that got virtually no spend over like a week, even though it doesn't have any results, it also didn't cost you any money, right? So I don't normally touch that, because maybe Facebook couldn't find any good audiences in these couple of days, but if you leave it on, maybe they'll find in the future. However, if Facebook is spending money on an ad set, I have my limits. And if it's spending money and it doesn't get a result, I would say even if that was within 24 hours, so let's say, how much did you say the product is? What's our KPI?
This particular product we have listed at, the small is, I believe, 49 bucks. Our profit margin on that small is $21. So depending, and we know that most people are going to buy between small and large, most likely.
Yeah, so I would say if you had an ad set that's spent, if you have a larger budget, I would say 2 times KPI, so that's like 40 bucks. But if you have a really scaled down budget, I might only let an ad set spend, that $20 to $30, which is your break even point, before I would shut that off. So if you have one ad, so if you're spending like, hey, you're only spending like $5 to $10 a day, or maybe $25 on your CBO, and you find that one ad set spent like $25 and there were no results from it, I would go ahead and shut it off there. I wouldn't, because there's so many other things that you can test, and there's so many other places that could be making money, and I just wouldn't spend much more money right there.
Right. So in short, what he's saying is that if your profit on a sale is 25 bucks, then if your ad spends $25 with no results, that's a big red flag. But sometimes you'll let an ad spend 2x. So you might let that ad spend $40, because sometimes you might shoot yourself in the foot by cutting it off too quickly. But generally speaking, if you've got ad sets, like let's say dog website audiences right here, this ad, this group of this audience, this targeting we're showing the dog bed to, we spend $25 and no sales. But we've got magazine subscription audiences, dog fan, and all 3 of these audiences are producing. In other words, we spend $20 but we make 40, or we make 35, or we make 60. These are producing. Roger, what I believe what you were saying is, why the heck would you even let this one,
right,
that spent $20 to get nothing, go any longer, even if maybe 2 or 3 days later it might get results?
Right.
Because you're throwing away money. Put that money toward the immediate winners, because why do you want to try to force someone to say yes to prom that doesn't actually want to be your date? That's the way I've always said it. So you want to kill the losers fast. And the only way I will ever let something that doesn't get very quick results linger for another day or two is if I see in the reporting over here that there are, because you can do the reporting for these types of funnels where Facebook shows add to carts and initiate checkouts with e-commerce. The only way that I would allow an ad to run another day or two after it's spent like 20 bucks and my profit potential is 20 bucks on a sale is if I'm seeing a very high add to cart ratio. That means that people are very interested, but for whatever reason on that day, these people abandon the cart. You have to remember those add to carts, those people that are clicking from, say, this audience right here, and they're not buying, but you're getting a lot of add to carts. they're also turning into leads that go on your email list. So with e-commerce, this is unique in that you know, these people that click on your ad here and go to add to cart, they end up in your sales funnel still. So they're going to get cart abandonment emails, and then they're going to be getting the emails that we're going to set up in the future to sell them more products. So you may find that ad ends up being super profitable over the next 2 to 3 days once they go through the funnel. But then again, playing devil's advocate, these winners down here, theoretically, hypothetically, if these were the winners, they're not only making us money on the front end, but they're also getting a boatload of leads for us as well. So if you're on a super limited budget and you're new and you don't have the tolerance to just kind of like hope that, you know, this ad will end up being a winner 3 days later, then you want to go all in on these fast, the ones that are winning. If you have a bigger budget and you're not like, you know, you're not limited in ad spend, because some of you in here are running 5-figure, 6-figure stores, you might let one that's getting add to carts run a little bit longer, lose a little bit of money up front because it could flip later on. So Roger, wouldn't you say that based off of like their potential tolerance for risk and budget, you might let some things linger a little bit in hopes that they'll flip versus if they're new, go in on just the winners?
Yeah, absolutely. If you have a larger budget, and that's why I'm always cautious with some of the things that I'm saying, because I know if you have a larger budget, the only way you're going to scale, if you're trying to spend, you know, above that $100 a day, $1,000 a day, if you're trying to scale to those numbers, you are going to need all of the audiences that you can get that will make you, that will convert at a profitable number, right? So if you have 6 audiences and they're all profitable, leave them all on. However, if you are really only at like a $5 to $25 a day budget right now, you probably won't exhaust 1 or 2 audiences very quickly. So go ahead and just go all in on those audiences that are super profitable for you and just kind of hang out there for a while until you're ready to scale to bigger budgets. Then when you have those bigger budgets, you can start putting in more audiences and taking more risk and letting them, you know, just get a little bit wider with it.
For sure, right. So, you know, remember on these webinars, we have like super advanced marketers and we have complete newbies that may be signed up for Ecom Quick Start or Ecom Success Academy this morning, right? They're jumping on this webinar. So if you're new, don't get like overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, remember, you just walked into a class that's been in session now for 4 weeks. Like we've been going step by step from step 1 for the last 4 weeks, building this campaign. So you're going to want to make sure that you go back to your Access Adrian members area and click on Profit Power Hour, like I showed you at the beginning of the webinar, Profit Power Hour. And you're definitely going to want to go watch these previous replays here. I'd probably say to April 6th, and that's where we found the targeting list. So, you know, you can go on these and you'll see that we're researching the product here, how we add the product here. You know, all of this training is here for you, and it shows you how we got to where we are today. And honestly, everything that I've shown you in the last 3 weeks, I could have really shown you in about 20 minutes. But so people that are new don't get overwhelmed. I try to space things out and elaborate a lot more, kind of like Roger did tonight as well. And then also convey to you, hey, listen, you know, depending on what your budget is, if you are really, really tight on budget, then you must kill losers fast. Don't waste money on hoping losers will flip. Sometimes they do, but don't waste money on it. Go all in on the winners. And if you are experienced and you're making money and you've got some passive income from your own e-com store, then maybe you let some of those ones that show signs of hope, meaning clicks and add to carts, run because you're building an email list and you know that you're probably going to end up getting sales, and you have the budget to spend. So everybody's going to be different based off of, like, you know, where they are currently in their business. So Roger, dude, I really appreciate you coming on here, showing us how to set up a dynamic creative. And it's also cool just to get like your perspective on ads, because you do ads a little bit differently and make decisions differently than myself and other media buyers. Like, we all kind of have our own like experience and gut instincts, and there's a zillion right ways to do stuff. And y'all, like, if you're new, Roger runs all of my ads. Like, if you see ESA ads or Ecom Quick Start ads, like, Roger is running very high level ads for me. So having him come on here and spend this time to walk you through that is a super, super valuable opportunity. So Roger,
Yeah, man,
I'm gonna.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. And I just want to encourage anyone that's new here, that this might have been, because sometimes I come on and then I see in the Facebook groups, it was like, hey, this was great, but it was over my head. It was a little overwhelming. I really, really want to encourage you. You're probably here because you bought ESA or Ecom Quick Start, Ecom Success Academy or Ecom Quick Start. I went through those Facebook trainings myself, and they are fantastic. I want you to start there and then use these weekly live sessions as like a way to get super updated info, super refined info, like extra stuff. But like, hey, if this was a little much for you and you feel like this is not where you need to be right now, like, make sure you go through those core trainings with your computer open and push the buttons as Adrian is pushing them. I promise that these weekly sessions will be really, really fun for you then, because you'll just be getting like new and sexy stuff that'll be really fun. So I hope today was really informative. But again, if you're brand new, remember, you have those core trainings in those modules, and you're gonna rock it.
Awesome. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much, Roger, for coming here. It's crazy because I called Roger earlier today and I was like, yo, dude, my Facebook account is jacked. I don't know what this weird glitch is. Could you please like come on here and just so we can walk everybody through building an ad? So again, thank you, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and just do the outro to the webinar. So I appreciate you being here, and I know that everybody in the group is appreciative as well. So thanks, dude. Okay, cool. So that's it. Make sure that you go and apply this training. Roger showed you exactly how to build the ad from scratch. If you are new and you don't have access to the product report that we showed you over here, that would be this product report right here. Make sure that you go to this link, profitph.com/free reports. That is plural with an S. And you can download the free product report. And y'all, we're not done. Like, we still have more to do. What we just did is we showed you how to launch an ad. Now, you can go do your homework. You can launch a Facebook ad for this plush Facebook bed, this plush dog bed. And you've seen examples of exactly, you know, what a good ad looks like. If you go back, watch the replays, you can see how we find the targeting. I gave away the targeting completely free. You can go see it in the replay. You can copy and paste everything. All the targeting is literally copy and pasteable. So you can check that out in your Profit Power Hour members area and replays. And you just got to launch this. And once we launch this, hey, look, it's either going to work or it's not going to work, right? And if it doesn't work the first time out of the gate, it's okay. We're split testing like Roger showed us. We're split testing audiences. We're going to split test headlines. We're going to split test what color bed. Believe it or not, a gray bed may pull a higher profit than the pink bed. And we're going to be split testing the different ad copy that, oh, that's over here. We're going to be split testing the different ad copy. So what pulls people in? Well, we know that what's hitting right now is calling these calming beds that free dogs of anxiety, right? So we've got the angle, we've got the AIDA formula, we've got the targeting, we've got everything we need. All you have to do is simply go implement what we've handed to you essentially on a silver platter. And then after that, what we're going to start focusing on is this funnel here. All right, so the next step is after we launch our ads, which we have over here, remember, we're on step 3, which is launch our ads. All right, step 4 is set up our email marketing funnel. So next week, what we're gonna do on this webinar is we're gonna start setting up our weekly follow-up emails. The fortune is in the follow-up. And we're going to set this up to where when somebody clicks on your ad, whether they buy or they don't buy, they go on your email list. And every week they get emails to buy new dog products because they clicked on a dog ad. And this is going to keep you from chasing money, and it's going to help you have an edge on everyone else that's not doing this, which is 99% of the people. They don't have a funnel. They're literally just add money, add money, add money. You're going to have a real business. I teach you how to set up a real automated e-commerce business, and that's what this is. And this training is free. Again, there's nothing for sale on these trainings. It's just me showing you how to do this the right way. And next week, we're going to jump into setting up the back end, the follow-up, once your ads are live. So I hope that you're excited about that. Again, if you're new, go back and watch the replays, go through the course materials in Ecom Quick Start or Ecom Success Academy, because those are vital. Vital to your experience on these webinars and your education and your ability to perform in general and build your business. That's why those courses were created. And next week, I'm excited to continue on. Post in the group, share your success stories. Any obstacles you have, share those in the group. And our amazing Profit Power Hour family will come in with the arms wide open and help you get past any obstacles if you're a newbie. But remember, when you post in the group, don't say, I launched ads today and I have an amazing store, but it's not working. What do I do? That doesn't help you, and it doesn't help us help you. You got to say, here's what I did. Here are the results that I got. Here's how many clicks that I got. And here's how many people added to cart. And here's the targeting that I used. When we have specifics, then we can help make suggestions, right? But we're definitely not magic. So we have to know what's going on in order to give you some sound advice on how to tweak your campaigns. And this is a real business, and it requires that you optimize. But the good news is that you've got me, you've got guys like Roger, you've got our PPH family in our group, you've got Corey in support. We're all here to help you and motivate you, push you to achieve the goals and success that you deserve. So thank you for coming here to the Profit Power Hour this week. I'm going to go in the Facebook group and I'm going to announce a $100 cash prize winner. And if you want Roger to come back in the future and do some more in-depth Facebook training, definitely let us know in the group, and maybe I can get him on to do more than just show you how to copy and paste to a dynamic ad, but rather some real data-driven decisions that he makes and all of our Facebook ads for us. So that's it. I'll see you in the group to give away some money. I love you all. Thank you so much for investing your time in this webinar tonight. It means a lot when I see you all show up, and also means even more when I see you implement and have success. So go out there, do your homework, and I'll see you all next week, same place, same time, right here on the Profit Power Hour at 9 p.m. Eastern every single Tuesday night. Good night, y'all. I'll see you next week.